Just last week, federal agents raided 2 homes of rapper and music mogul Sean P. Diddy Combs in Los Angeles and Miami. Combs is the subject of a federal investigation.
Again, we do not know what is the information that law enforcement had before going in to execute that search warrant.
We thought we had seen a very twist the celebrity circus could fling at us, but the confession dropped like a meteor in the quiet hours before dawn. Cassie's husband had finally blurted out that Sean Diddy Combs had been wiring them a neat $1 million. Every single month, yes, 12 fat bundles, a year just to keep their lips stapled shut picture at hush. Money payments so huggy they would make even the most jaded fixer choke on his oat milk latte. We hotaways whispered that Diddy's closets traveled with more bones than a them park haunted house, yet the sheer audacity of this number jolted us awake. We leaned forward, phones glowing under the covers, wondering what shadow-drenched strats could possibly come with such a staggering price tag. Were we on the brink of the entertainment industry's very own magnum opus scandal, or was this only the overture to an opera town that would leave reputations in tatters and careers smoldering?
Yeah, that's right. Cassandra Ventura, also known as Cassie, walked in with her head held high and did not make eye contact with Sean Combs. But she did describe a relationship that lasted over 10 years with Combs, in which she says he was the one in control.
His words feeling the chill of implications
against the wall.
If Diddy needed to buy silence with that kind of cash, then whatever he washing must make garden variety tabloid sins look like parking tickets. We pictured luxury hotel suites transformed into clandestine negotiation war rooms clauses thicker than phone books listing woe must never breathe a syllable of bootwit, and there at the center, Cassie and her husband, once cast by gossip calumnies, the sweethearts escaping a toxic past now revealed as gatekeepers. To pandemonium were they brave whistleblowers who had finally broken free, or willing co-conspirators in agent hush fund hustle suspicion clung to them like the scent of two. Muck alone in an
lawsuit. It really did open the floodgates, as you said, because it detailed almost 2 decades of hidden coercion.
Suddenly looked a shadeless pure. If they had accepted those gilded gag orders for even a second, did that not make them complicit in bearing weight of her nightmare? Diddy wanted erased. We couldn't ignore the math. $1 million a month equals $12 million a year. Enough to buy silence, sure, but also enough to tempt even the most righteous soul to look the other way. And then as icing on this crooked cake came the revelation they'd wanted more, much more, that ways of spark that lit the powder keg, according to insiders, with coffee breath gossip and trembling hands. Cassie's husband allegedly leaned across a post steakhouse booth, murmured that $1 million a month no longer cut it, and hinted they'd reveal everything unless the wire transfers grew fat enough to make Jeff Bezos blush. Blackmail is an ugly word, so we'll call it what the power players whispered leverage. But leverage in Theorong hands turned into dynamite, and somewhere between the lobster tailies and chocolate lava cake, the situation lurched from hush money tango to a luthistage crisis. Diddy, incensed, reported Levode to shred them in court. Cassie Steam filed a civil suit so dramatic it seemed ghost-written by the showrunner. OFA streaming thriller by Sunrise. Legal filings flew faster than studio executives at an awards season after party. Courtroom became a pressure cooker. We heard the gas-worthy rumor that Diddy and Cassie's husband nearly came to blows right there.
As you all know, I made a request today for what we were calling a gag order, and I'm not going to walk out of court and do anything other than...
Between the wood-paneled wall security scrambling, Willety Judge hammered his gavel like a jwith, a broken beat. Some swear Diddy's diamond cufflinks hit the floor. Others claim a bodyguard intercepted a Rogerite hook. Cameras were banned. Butte witness sketches leaked in eager pencil strokes. 2 silhouettes lunging and entourage peeling them apart. Reporters glued to every tense jamascal. Was it melodrama? Probably. Did it fuel the narrative? Absolutely. And in the haze of sworn statements and hushitsadebra conferences, the allegation surfaced that Diddy maintained a covert witness bribery fund, a clandestine kitty stuffed with more hush dollars destined for anyone who might squeal. Wimagined brown envelopes sliding across marble tables. Endies rustling like leaves in a gale, a paper trail that could form a pea high enough to roast an empire. Right when we thought the plot had peaked, leaked screenshots of what insiders dubbed Cassie's revenge email sappered like digital ghosts.
Listen to everybody, but you believe all proof.
Believe the facts.
This video is proof.
Hands down proof.
You know?
Right?
Generational wealth territory. One message allegedly read like a manifesto on power reversal. Anno there sketched out a timeline for Maxim Public relations damage. Were these the calculated moves of a trauma survivor weaponizing her pain, or the cold strategy of a double agent out for platinum-plated vengeance? The inbox glimmered with betrayal so sharp it could slice through a manslaughter convict. Stepped back to survey the crumbling citadel also known as the bad boy kingdom. For decades Diddy had strutted over pop culture. His name synonymous with yacht party esprivate jet escapades and diamond-crusted catchphrases.
They're like,
Now
I can't believe it. Like that somebody would do that to somebody that they say they love.
Yeah.
Think about it, because she was on the floor, passed out. She looked lifeless.
the glitter felt like camouflage. Peeled away, Toxpo's something faded beneath headlinaissance, praising his eye for talent. Noam-laced words like racketeering and trafficking. Boardrooms whispered exit strategies. Brand partners fumbled for emergency causes. Streaming numbers stipped as listeners questioned every lyric that once pulsed through club speakers. We felt the chill that creeps in when a titan's armor cracks. How many voices had been stifled by lavish settlements or intimidation marathons? The Indic men painted a portrait of intimacy marathons called freak-offs, multi-day chemically-enhanced theatrics featuring hired companions, and videotapes spectacularly orchestrated.
How would you describe Cassie's demeanor when she took the stand today?
When she walked in there, Rachel, she had on a brown dress, form-fitting, visibly pregnant, head held high, and did not make any eye contact.
By Diddy for his private gratification, witness after witness described hotel suits transformed into kaleidoscopes of dim lights, silk sheets, and pillows soaked in a fog of party enhancers. As he told Fedri, those events became a job-ackling phrase we can't erase from our thoughts. She spoke of feeling trapped inside a gilded cage, identity dissolving ginto. A role scripted by someone else. Sapediu, remember the surveillance footage so infamous I turned. Primetime billing, a hallway scuffle from 2016 where a towel-clad Diddy yanked Cassie, shoved her, dragged her across carpet like discarded luggage. It flickered on the
Talking about her experience in that video, how she had a big movie premiere that was coming up, and what had happened was they were engaged in a freak-off that she didn't really want to be a part of, and Combs had punched her. She knew she had a black eye. She felt she had to get out of there, so she waited for a moment when he was occupied. She said he may have been on the phone, in the shower.
Room monitor while jurors leaned forward while Diddy's attorneys insisted the clip was doctored while Cassie's hands shook at memory that video may be only seconds long, yet in those seconds, Thepoblik saw a superstar's polished veneer scorch away, leaving raw aggression, and when Cassie voice quivering but steady declared, I felt worthless, just like dirt, that I didn't matter to him. We felt collective inhale of everyone watching the broadcast ticker scroll. One juror wiped a tear. Social media erupted with fury memes and think pieces in power. Imbalanced Diddy's defense barreled in like a wrecking ball clad in designer suits. They painted Cassie as a willing adventure in those intimacy expeditions flashing. Chat logs peppered with flirty banter brandishing transcripts where
Does he have a shot? I think his attorneys raised some good arguments.
I think they raised good arguments as well. Maybe this will be third time's the charm, because the difference between this bail motion and the prior two is that this one really does get to the heart of what the court was concerned about, which was witness intimidation.
A linnet rang through the chamber like church bells. At midnight we felt the pendulum swing again toward empathy, and still the defense nod. They dragged out jealousy spats, mental health rumors, whispers of mutual violence. We wondered whether the jury, bombarded by Lego fireworks, could parse the difference between a toxic relationship and a criminal enterprise. Meanwhile, the prosecutors stacked evidence, seized total paraphernalia, packages of powder red Burberry mood lighting gadgets, stacks off cash inert. Still, life exhibits stathented at long nights, better left unremembered. Don Richard of Danity Canatuck. The stand recounting breakfast time ferry when Diddy allegedly hurled Ascalate because his eggs weren't perfect. She described Cassie shielding her face falling to the floor while security looked on, powerless or complicit. The judge's gavel banged again as objections slew, but the scene was seared into her imagination, like scorch marks on stainless steel.